What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. My name is Jason. Today we have a review of the DMD 75 helmet. So lately my last few videos have been a lot of gear related reviews just because, man, there's really nothing else that I've been able to do in the wintertime except dream about riding and just buy stuff so that I can be ready for riding. I did pick up a helmet in anticipation of the spring and summer weather. Wanted something a little bit different. And I went with this guy, which really grabbed my attention, the DMD 75. This is a 70s retro-inspired motocross helmet. I know nothing about the motocross industry or that culture. What I know is I just like the look of this helmet. We'll dive right in. Let's roll that intro. Alright, so the first thing I feel like I'm obligated to say is that this is not a DOT rated helmet. I believe at one point it was, but I don't see any DOT approved sticker on it. It is ECE rated, so if you are a stickler for wearing DOT rated helmets, you might want to click away from this video just because, this is not DOT rated. At least not to my knowledge. My conscience is clear. I'm going to ride with this helmet. I believe it is a safe helmet. It's ECE rated, so good enough for me. Before we start talking about the price and what I like about it, this is not a review. This is not a technical type of review. I'm just a regular Joe Schmo, and I'm going to talk to you about this helmet like I would talk to a friend about this helmet. What I like about it, what I recommend it. What you can count on me on for is just a real, honest opinion about this helmet. What I like about it, what I don't. And so take that with a grain of salt. If you like what I say about this helmet, great. If you don't, you can take what you like and leave the rest. So yeah, I picked up this helmet because I wanted something different. I have tried out Biltwell's. I've tried out Simpson helmets. I love Ruroc helmets. So I like anything that looks kind of different and looks a little bit unique. I'm a special snowflake.
Sometimes.
Always?
Not always, no. Sometimes. That means sometimes.
So I picked one up. Now, I have to say that this helmet, when you get the helmet, it is just the helmet, nothing else. I put the goggles on just to illustrate what it looks like with goggles. It does come in a lot of different colors, and the price does range anywhere from about $300 to, I think, $600, $700. I think $700 is like probably the top primo. So what you get for paying extra is just a custom paint, which I have to say it is one of the best looking custom paint graphics out there for a helmet. I'll show a few of them up there in case one of them strikes your fancy and you want to pick it up. But being the cheap guy that I am, I went with something very simple. $320. This is what I got.
Why are you so cheap?
Yeah, I know I'm cheap. What I like about it is just the amount of airflow that it gets. Obviously, it is mostly open face. The vents do not close. They are permanently open. So you're just constantly getting a flux of wind into the helmet, into your head. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, you get a lot of wind flow.
LOL.
So that's good. It's good for warmer weather. It's also good because it prevents your goggles from fogging up, at least I think, because of all the wind that's coming through. I've been using this helmet for a good month, maybe a month and a half now, and I was worried that the goggles or the lenses would, fog up. I sweat a lot, especially when it gets warm. But I'm happy to report that it does not fog up. I have to attribute that to the amount of airflow that is designed with this particular helmet. Now you'll also see there's 3 little universal snaps up here, so you can accessorize this helmet with, face shields, bubble shields. You can also get like a little the helmet peak if you want. But I decided to just keep it simple. I went with the Biltwell goggles, and I particularly like it. The other thing that I've noticed was when I actually picked up the box to bring it inside after it was delivered, was just how freaking light it was. I could not believe that there was a helmet inside that box when I picked it up. But I believe this helmet is about 2.5 pounds, which is a little bit mind-blowing for me because all of my helmets are 3 pounds and over. To be that light, to still be ECE rated, it just is mind-blowing for me. I'd have to imagine that that's because there's no visor to take into account. There's no like other things, mechanisms. It's just a very, very stripped back, simple helmet. I think they can reduce a lot of the weight because it's such a simple helmet. And man, when a helmet is this light, you sort of just want to pick it up and take it everywhere with you. I don't mind picking this helmet up for short little runs. It's just so simple. What you see is what you get. And so the simplicity is what kind of draws me to this helmet to pick it up and to put it on. And I don't want to overgear myself. I'm coming in from a world of full-faced helmets like this Biltwell lane splitter. I have a couple of Rurocs, a couple of Simpsons, an HJC. I've had a Gringo S. And so I'm fairly, accustomed to full-faced helmets. So when I put this on, it almost felt like I was wearing like a 3/4 helmet just because of the amount of airflow, which was pretty refreshing to me, actually. My face didn't feel stifled. My face didn't feel, like crammed in. So if you're coming in from let's say half helmet to a 3/4 helmet, and you're maybe looking at a full-faced helmet option, this might be a good way to go if you don't mind that it's not DOT rated, obviously. It is carbon Kevlar lined. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds very protective. The website doesn't really give you much description of what that means either, so your guess is just as good as mine on what that means. You tell me what it means.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we talked about its lightweight features, the liner, the comfort, and like the fit. I thought the fit was true to size. I am an extra large.
Wow.
And this fit me pretty well. I do have to say it's not a very tight fit. That's what she said.
LOL.
I probably could have gone down to a large just because of how there's really nothing inside it. It's just the helmet and the liner. There's really not a lot to account for. So take that with a grain of salt. Like I mentioned, there are these little diagonal 8 vents here. You can't open them, close them. You're not going to probably want to use this helmet in the wintertime. But other than that, it is a very simple helmet. It has a very unique look. If you want to be a snowflake like me, and if you want to pick up this design or a matte black, also looks good in my opinion. And they also have a lot of different cool designs, which is what I like about it. But you are going to be paying almost double for that. So I picked up a Biltwell Overland 2.0, and I'll get into why I sort of picked up goggles anyways, but I think it looks quite nice. The Biltwell Overland goggles is very nice quality. The goggles were $70, so all together I'm about, $420 or so in. The goggles did come with a clear and smoke lens, which I thought was kind of cool. For me, while I'm wearing this helmet, I've used goggles primarily, and what I've noticed is it does cut off a little bit of the peripheral vision. So you're a little bit more boxed in, so you have to do a lot more head checks. That's just me personally. Now, what's great about the goggles for me is I do a lot of rides that are kind of in between the hours of day and evening. So when I'm out riding, if I go out at, let's say, like 5 or 6 p.m., and I want to ride until 9 o'clock when the sun goes down, what I love about the goggle system is that I can change out the little the lens. And all I have to do is carry a little spare lens, and putting this in my backpack is way easier than carrying an extra full visor for another helmet. And then sometimes, you do require a tool to take off the visor. It just kind of makes it a hassle. But with this, the visor system, this is all I need to put in my bag, and I really do like that aspect. So that's my impression of the DMD 75. It does look great. I do think it is sort of a showstopper. Looks very different from any other helmet that you see on the road. I didn't think that I was going to like the helmet as much as I do, but so far it's working well for me. Again, I just love the fact that this is a no gimmick helmet, just very simple and very light, very easy to customize. I love that aspect of it. You can get different goggles. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me. If you guys like this content, please do subscribe. You guys know the drill, but this is Jason signing out. Thanks.